Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures. It's that time of year again where I get to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all the fun things. We're like less than 2 weeks out from Christmas right now. Hard to believe. I think I was just filming Dorney Park Halloween content, and here we are already. Almost done the Christmas season. Actually, it's unbelievable how quickly it goes. We're back with another installment of our Is This a Top 10 Action Figure of 2024 video series? That's right. This is where I'm finally unboxing all the figures I haven't gotten to in 2024, or all the sales and clearance figures I'm buying right now that came out in 2024 that I played the long game on. So here, I'm going to open up 4 other different characters, different action figures here in this video. I'm going to ask you, should they be in consideration for top 10 action figures of 2024? If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you, does not cost you anything, and helps us grow the channel tremendously in March to 7,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're trying to get to that 7,000 mark. Hopefully we can get there sooner rather than later. Also, while you're at it, click that bell for notifications, because that way YouTube should notify you and tell you when we post new content here to the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram at disavowed_12. Let's take a look at some action figures. So jumping right into this, going with the big guy right out of the gate, we're not going to bury the lead. Here is Marvel Legends Odin. Marvel celebrating 85 years has been an absolutely magnificent collection of figures this year. So many bangers coming out of this particular run. There is that emblem on the top. Here's a look at the back right here as well with our Odin. Here is the write-up. If you want to take a quick read of that, go ahead and pause it and take a look. But this is a big chunky guy. I was going to pass on this originally, and I just got FOMO. I honestly got FOMO. Target had that 50% off BOGO going on. There's my sticker from when I picked it up at the store down outside of basically Philadelphia, I believe. Pretty far drive to get to this thing. Passed on it in hand with the BOGO going on locally. Then I said, you know what, need this thing. So on Black Friday, I did an online deal where I did a pickup and got this. So he's pretty awesome. I ended up getting for like 38 and change. So let's get him out of the packaging, look at all the accessories, and just kind of see how he moves. Again, not going like full-blown length here regarding review. Kind of just an overview of these figures as I'm opening these up here at the end of the year, seeing what's in consideration for top 10 of the year. So let's get them out of the box. All right, so holy smokes. First of all, this is a heavy, chunky guy, and there is just so much stuff with this. If I was actually doing a regular review, like I typically would do on an action figure, this would take a very long time, so we're not going to do that. So it's really quickly turning around the light here. Multiple weapons. I'm sure we've used these at some point. So here is basically like a staff, trident, whatever you want to call it. Here is the sword that comes with it. Again, looks fine for what it is. A more metallic paint would always be cool, but that's fine what we got right here. Down on the hilt and the handle, looks pretty good. From what I can tell, we get the 2 alternate hands. So he has the grabbing hand and the fist hand, whereas he comes with what looks like to be a grabbing, holding hand on each hand there for each of the weapons. Probably hold them both. Then we do get the different types of helmets. So this one here looks like it's going to pop on with a port right there. I haven't really done much homework on this, to be perfectly honest. I'm kind of just looking at it for the first time right here. Then over here, we have a more complete one going on. So I guess what'll happen is, I guess the hair maybe pops off of that, and this rests on top, whereas this one here has the hair in the back sticking out. We'll have to mess around, kind of see what it's like, but this thing is a really neat piece right there, cool accessory. And then we do get the 2 birds right here as well. I'm not too well versed in my Thor world here for Odin, so I know usually he does have birds on his shoulders, so on and so forth. So I'm sure they have names or whatever in the mythos. I'm just not familiar with them, but so much stuff with this guy. Let's kind of move him around a little bit here. And before we even do that, need to call out here the elephant in the room. He has that cloth cape. Marvel Legends dug their heels in for years and years on the whole cloth goods issue. But here we go. We have the Doctor Doom this year in the Amazon 3-pack in the same collection that Marvel 85 years, celebrating 85 years. And here we get a white cape here with Odin. Sure, it'd be much better if it was a bendy wire cape. We said it, bendy wire, right? If you watch the podcast, you know what I'm talking about. But this is still a pretty nice touch going on right there. Back of the figure, very cool looking, cool aesthetics on this thing. I like the spikes going on right here on the boots and the front right there. This right here looks incredible. The emblem on the belt looks really, really good as well. The shoulder pads look cool. This is just an awesome action figure. And the fact that I got for 38 bucks, I have to say, I think it's a steal. Let me know in the comments if that was a good deal, because I'm pretty happy with it. Also, the eye patch came out looking really good too. This thing's just a bear. as far as articulation, how things are going to move around and such. So it looks like this will come off. Okay, so again, I didn't do much exploration with this. This port's thin on the back, so that'll pop off. You can see the holes on top that basically you can pop, I guess, the alternate head stuff onto. So I'm guessing this will come off as well. I'll have to mess around again off camera, see what we're doing here. I don't want to break the darn thing, but yep, there we go. Okay, let's force it off right now. So that pops off, as you can see, and then that allows you to basically put the different helmets and such, so on and forth on there. So you can put that one on, just kind of pops right on. Same thing with this one over here. We'll probably mess around with this one off camera because that looks really freaking cool. In fact, well, actually, I want to put that other piece back on, I guess, but that looks really good. Articulation, we're not going full into it here. Shoulder will rotate right there. We have the shoulder pad in the way a little bit. Goes out about 90. So the thing with this is, to kind of talking about this as we go, there were very few Build-A-Figures this year. That's pretty stiff. There are pretty few Build-A-Figures this year. So these kind of, like, if you want to call them deluxe releases, basically kind of took the place of a lot of Build-A-Figures. I'm curious to see if that's kind of how things go in the future. Again, completely pinless, looking good. It is very stiff, though. I don't move it around too much. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to explore articulation too much until I heat this thing up, because it does seem stiff. But it looks really freaking cool. So again, the whole reason I'm kind of doing multiple unboxings in one video is because of the fact I want to see what I should consider for my top 10 of the year for overall and for Marvel Legends. Typically, I would do 2 separate Marvel Legends videos, a deluxe / Build-A-Figure, and then an overall top 10. Not quite sure I'm going to do that this year, considering, again, not many Build-A-Figures, quite a few deluxe, but I don't know if we got 10 this year. At least I don't know if I bought all 10. I will say this, I'm happy I bought this, especially the price I got it at, like I said earlier. Him holding the weapons looks really good. I'm going to reserve my overall thoughts on this until I can heat it up a little bit to kind of move him around a little bit better, because it does seem like the joints are very stiff. Seems like more single-jointed stuff going on, being big and chunky like he is. But again, for an Odin, all I really need is for him to stand there and look menacing. I don't really have a whole Thor Asgard shelf, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad I got this guy when the opportunity arose. So let me know in the comments, should he be considered for top 10 Marvel Legends of the year or not? I'll kind of reserve my overall thoughts, other than the fact that it looks really awesome here in hand, and I'm very happy at this point that I picked this thing up. Let's move on to the next figure. So we're going to mix it up here, just kind of move away from Marvel Legends for one of the selections here, with the much anticipated, at least in my eyes, Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers Guile Jada Toys action figure. I've been loving the Street Fighter line. I'm not all in. I'm really not buying the Player 2 versions or much of the convention exclusives. However, the main line releases I'm trying to get my hands on. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. I did not find it at Target as of yet, or any other hobby stores or anything. I'm not the biggest Street Fighter fan, but I'm loving the action figures. They sucked me in last year when Ryu and Chun-Li came out. All the figures have been amazing. I just opened M. Bison. Actually, my last video in this installment, most recent installment of figures, it might be in my top 10 as I consider things. M. Bison was awesome. Let's get Guile out of the packaging. So please excuse me again for all the different camera angles. These are all vastly different size action figures, having to play around a lot. Okay, couple of warnings to this guy. First of all, these rubber band fastener things that they put with these Jada toys are legit. This took me way too long to get out of the packaging. I guess it means the figure is secure, but holy smokes, that is a lot of little plastic bands. Secondly, be warned, very small accessories with the comb and also the dog tags could very easily drop it in the carpet, get eaten by the carpet monster or Bruno. And then thirdly, you could literally land a New Jersey drone. Yeah, I'm dating the video. A New Jersey drone could land on this guy's hair. That's just insane. It's ridiculous, but this looks awesome. Let's take a close look at him. So the biggest thing, again, with my limited Street Fighter knowledge, just kind of playing it a little bit as a kid, that they had a hammer with this guy was the hair, which to me they did. And of course, the United States tattoos right there, the flag tattoos look really good. The camo came out looking nice on this thing. It's Guile, man. This is what I would have wanted to have. Looks really, really good. Articulation coming out of the gate, very smooth. I feel like the early on versions of Jada toys, you had to heat them up. These newer versions, newer waves, not so much. Came right out of the packaging. Butterfly joints moving really well. Shoulder all the way around. Knees, silky smooth. No problems there. Kicking himself right back there. Cargo pockets. You need cargo pockets, right? If you're going to have a figure wearing the camo. Boots came out looking nice. So this thing looks great. The biggest thing, I mean, they move awesome. Street Fighter figures and Jada toys just move incredibly. However, they just command a presence on the shelf. Like, my eyes work their way right to these things when I see them on my shelf together. They're not all in the same section of my collection right now. Eventually,
Once I do move into my new home, I'll probably have a devoted Street Fighter shelf, but it's pretty awesome. And just looking at the accessories, the alternate head right here, where he looks more like kind of grimacing with those teeth showing, that came out looking fine. Again, I kind of laugh, I can kind of put it upside down. We get alternate hands, so we kind of get like that pointing hand right there. I guess this is our comb holding hand, nice and tight to hold that comb right there. We get the stand we get with all the Jada toys. Then we get the comb again. Be very careful with these things, or the carpet monster will eat it on you. And then, of course, we do get the dog tags, which came out looking fine to me. It's on like the little metal chain. And real small tag right there going on. They could probably be bigger, I would think. But it's cool. Again, we get the kind of metal there, kind of to do with Dalsum as well. And then we also do get the weapon effect right here for the kick. It's incredible. It's a cool piece. Real quick swap. I got the heads and the hands on there. Got them holding the comb, no problem. Again, I'm not scared that's going to go anywhere. That's in there really good, but be careful. Got the necklace on there, the tags are going to look fine. You can probably get some better pieces out there if you want a better looking one, but it goes on there fine. But I'm digging this thing. I am loving Jada Street Fighter toys here in 2024. Let me know in the comments, again, should this be considered for top 10 overall action figure of 2024 when I do my countdown? Again, it's going to be difficult to beat Bison and to beat Dalsum. I love Dalsum a whole lot, even more so than I did here, particularly with Guile. But it's got Guile in hand, so we'll kind of see how it goes. But that's what this video is about. Let me know in the comments, should he be considered in that top 10? Or even rate your Street Fighter figures for 2024 down below. Keeping the unboxings rolling, here is the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars Captain America figure. I was very fortunate to get this thing at Target for a buy one, get one 50% off with one of the other figures we'll be showcasing and unboxing today. This looks really cool. I haven't bought a new Captain America in a long time, at least the one that I opened. Let's get this thing out of the packaging. The packaging's incredible. If you want to see me talk more about the packaging for this, we did talk about it over on my Marvel Legends Titania review. I'll link it down below. Let's get Cap out of that plastic. So this guy looks awesome. This is going to be the definitive Captain America in my collection moving forward until we get articulated butterfly shoulder joints. It's going to happen eventually. You know it is. They're teasing us out, playing the long game here with the consumer. This looks fantastic. I never opened my other Captain America from a couple of years ago that came on the card. Was it the Legends 20th anniversary, whatever it was? It looked awesome, but I never opened it. This looks fantastic. Up until my placeholder on my shelf has been the werewolf Captain America from, what was it, the Onslaught wave or something like that, years and years ago, very early on in my Marvel Legends collecting days. This looks great. Let's look at the accessories, look at the alternate head sculpt. We'll move around a little bit. Like I said, we're not going full-blown review style here. Here is the little disc that he comes with. Kind of a cool effect, right? Steve Rogers, Captain America. Steve Rogers, Captain America. This won't really be displayed anywhere. I'll keep it, but okay, let's look at these accessories. So we do get the alternate head sculpt. The one that he comes with, he's smiling. This one here is the more gritted teeth, kind of angry, focused looking Cap right there, ready to mess around and do some damage. We get a lot of hands with this guy. The hands that come on him, default, are both fisted hands. We do get gripping hands on each side. We get the classic Cap pointing finger, pointing hand right there. And then we also do get the saluting hand right here. So the saluting hand and that pointing hand to me are essential for a Cap figure. Then as a kind of odd accessory, I know it's relevant to Secret Wars, so it makes sense, we get the broken Captain America shield. Yes, it's meant to be broken, folks. So they literally broke it on purpose because I guess it was broken in that comic book. I think if you wanted to, you could put it back together, at least, for display purposes, but it's not going to stay there from what I can tell. So you're going to kind of mess around a little bit with this thing, but it's meant to be broken. It's the effect that they're going for with the shattered shield. Looks cool enough for me. You probably have enough other Captain America shields in your collection, whether it's an MCU shield or comic shield. But I always say be very careful. These C-clamps, whatever they want to call them, these C-clips, very easily can break. Yojo Jerk, in front of the channel, just told me he had broken one of these recently on another figure. So be careful with that type of shield. But this is a pretty cool look, something very, very different. And not going through all the articulation, he does what you want him to do. As I mentioned, eventually we are going to probably get those butterfly joints, which will be cool on a Captain America figure. Overall, again, pinless, no pins on me. Your double-jointed elbows going on right there, your double-jointed knees, all the fun stuff you'd hope to have with your Captain America looking good on your shelf. So I'm digging this guy. He's going to be my definitive Captain America going forward. I love the chainmail that's going on right here in the figure. That came out really, really great. All the coloring on the flag, red, white, and blue, came out looking fine. The star looks good. And a smiling Cap is definitely something different. So I'm digging it. I think this is really, really cool. This will probably be basically stored on his back in perpetuity. So yeah, digging it, liking it. Will it be a top 10 figure at the end of the year? I don't know. The fact that I haven't had a Captain America in a long time, I could consider it. But let me know below, what do you think? Is this top 10 Marvel Legends material? On the next one. All right, so as I was transitioning over to my next action figure, I had to do this. Here's Captain America from Marvel Legends pointing at Cobra Commander, who's pointing right back at him. We need a Spider-Man with the pointing finger so he can point back as well. So two figures who aren't ashamed to point right at you rudely, whether it's on the side of terrorism or the side of America. But yeah, he was in my last Is This a Top 10 of 2024 video that I did. I'll link that down below as well. He's the consideration for top 10 overall. Cap, top 10 maybe Marvel Legends. But either way, they're pointing it out there. They're pointing each other out. Okay, so speaking of G.I. Joe Classified, I just got this in hand. I didn't even know I would have this to do in this unboxing showcase. Here's the G.I. Joe Classified number 124 Jinx action figure. This was in stock at Walmart.com for $10. I had to pick it up for $10. But I wanted this all along, but I just haven't been buying military. I just kind of slowly backed away from military figures, trying to save money in the long run here on the toy budget of the collection. And I really wanted this, but I kept passing. $10, I had to get this thing. Managed to also qualify for the free shipping. So let's get her out of the packaging and move her around for some more G.I. Joe Classified here in my Is This a Top 10 Action Figure Candidate for 2024 video series. What the hell was I thinking not buying this thing sooner? This is so cool. I forget how awesome classifieds are since I slightly kind of quit collecting them for the most part. I still buy them on clearance like this, and I still buy them when I find good sales and things. Obviously, Cobra Commander I picked up with a Target coupon. So I still dabble with the more iconic characters. This is one I loved the cartoon movie as a kid, so I kind of wanted it eventually. So here, getting for $10 was easy pickings for me to grab this thing. Loving the weapons, loving the way this thing looks. Let's take a close look at the accessories and the figure itself. So we do get the sword in the sheath, which will store on the back of the figure the way it looks with that peg hole right there. This awesome looking weapon, I don't know what this thing is called. Feel free to tell me in the comments, but it looks so freaking cool. The paint on this looks good. Looks to be a metallic paint, I believe. You get the brown wraps going on. I see this and just basically think of like a ninja version of American Gladiators, those pugil sticks, whatever they were called, trying to knock each other off using the joust. That's fun. Get the alternate head sculpt right here where she is wearing the mask. This is a soft piece right here. Doesn't move, like it's not going to articulate, but it will just be soft enough to do that with it. We get the blindfold, which again is canon, I believe, to the film where she blindfolds herself at certain points. And we do get the two different open hands, her coming default with the punching hands. To me, it's the tattoos that jump out on this thing. G.I. Joe Classified did such a great job with their tattoo work. It just looks so good, working its way down the shoulder, into the arm, even down to the sleeve, presumably underneath the wraps right here on the forearm. Nothing on this side. Overall, just the head sculpt looks really good. You're going to get great articulation with these G.I. Joes, as people who collect them on a regular basis are used to. So again, pinless everything, basically. For some reason, I want to see this thing with my Daredevil Elektra version of Daredevil. Have them kind of fighting it out a little bit. That needs a little bit locked up. Heat that sucker up a little bit. But yeah, again, the double-jointed pinless elbows look great on these things. I forget how good they look. But she just looks menacing. Even to have her on the shelf fighting against, besides ninja figures, even just going outside G.I. Joe, having her maybe fight Chun-Li or some other different Street Fighter figures, I think would look really cool. This is awesome. This might be a dark horse for top 10 of the year, to be perfectly honest. Never would have thought that, considering I was going to pass on buying it. But man, if I factor out the $10 thing, I would not have been upset to get this at full price had I done that. So let me know in the comments, should I consider this in my top 10 or not for the year? Again, I probably won't do a top 10 G.I. Joe list. It'd have to be top 10 overall, or maybe a top 10 females top 10. I've been thinking about doing that for a while. So yeah, Jinx, there she is. Should she be a top 10 candidate? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm trying to have some fun with this. Again, it's not your traditional review. Just trying to open this stuff up and play around it a little bit to kind of decide what I think of these. And here's what I said. I think they look awesome together, first of all. The red and the black motif going on right there. But you get your Ninja Elektra Daredevil versus Jinx with the blindfold, reaching for the sword, and just throwing the Jada Toy Street Fighter 2 Chun-Li in there for a size comparison. This is a lot of fun. Now I'm wishing I had that red version or pink version, whatever, Chun-Li to kind of stand up with these two lethal ladies, have all three of them ready to rock and roll. And that's going to do it for today. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's greatly appreciated. I'm trying to get through these last figure purchases of 2024. There's still some I have coming in that are on pre-order. They might be shipping. I'm doing a lot of Christmas shopping for friends and loved ones. I might see some that I might pick up on sale for myself along the way. So many great action figures in 2024. Again, probably looking definitely going to do a top 10 Marvel Legends list, definitely a top 10 overall list. Who knows what else we'll do top 10 wise, but I love doing these lists. They're a lot of fun. And even though I'm not ranking these right now, your input does mean a lot. I have my own thoughts, obviously, as I'm sharing them along the way. However, I'd like to know what you think. If any of these 4 action figures should be considered for top 10 overall or top 10 Marvel Legends of 2024. Thanks for watching. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It is free for you. It does not cost you anything. And it helps us grow the channel tremendously in the march to 7,000 subscribers. We're almost there, folks. We're pushing hard to get to 7K. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications, because that way YouTube should notify you and tell you when we post new content here to the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, most of all politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.